Okay guys, so I'm getting ready to go ahead and start the print here. Now there's a couple things I want to go over before I do. I don't know if you watched the unboxing video. If you did, please check it out. I'll put it up here in the corner. But one thing that I did test when I did this was the filament sensor, and the filament sensor did not work. I have since learned there is a menu setting that needs to be turned on. I want to definitely turn that on. And what I'll do is I'll just go here to Settings, Detector, and turn it on. Now, if I should run out of filament, it should stop. We can go ahead and test that now. I'll just go ahead and start a little print here. It's going to be the original print that I started during the stream, and I'll cut the filament and let's see if it runs out. Okay, so the printer is reaching 58. It's almost to 60 degrees on the print bed, so it should start printing here momentarily. Once it does, I want to go ahead and let it lay down the first layer. Now, I decided not to go with the dog print. I decided to go ahead and go with the tire. I want to see if the perimeter of this stays within the build plate. If it doesn't, this gives me an opportunity to go ahead and change it in Cura, get some offsets taken care of. If it does, all the better. And this is the first real print that I've actually stayed out here to watch it progress. I'm watching the rods. Everything looks nice and straight. Once again, this is with Cura. Okay, it stayed within the build plate there. Stayed well within the build plate there, which means I'm going to have to set an offset. And this could be because of the print head offset that's in Cura. But let's see where this ends. Yeah, it is offset. It's over to the side, but it didn't cause any problems. So I'm just going to go ahead and let it print like this. I'll play with the offsets later on. I'll do another video on that when the time comes. Okay, so everything's looking good. So while this is doing it, I'm going to do a quick test on the filament sensor to see whether or not it works. I clipped it just before the sensor. If it is working, it should stop. Filament sensor worked. So what it's going to do is it's going to rehome, and then it's going to show on the screen over here that it paused. Now what I want to do is I want to pick up my filament, move it, just making sure that I don't have any tangles because of the way I did that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and continue the print. It says, the printing job has paused as no filament was detected. Please check the filament and resume printing. I'm going to hit OK, go to printing, hit the play button. I kid you not, it looks just like a play button. I'm going to go ahead and let that continue. In the meantime, I'm going to run that piece of filament through there. I'm just going to let this filament go past the point where I can go ahead and just add it in. There's not going to be a lot of retraction or anything on this first part, so there's no problem as far as just letting it just go ahead and run. Okay, it's reaching temperature now, so it should restart printing. Once again, I did clip the filament right off over here to by the extruder. I'm going to go ahead and let it continue. And then as soon as it gets to the point, I'm just going to kind of follow the old filament in with the new filament, let the gear take it, and go from there. Let's go ahead and pull that off. So right now I'm just kind of following the filament in, hoping the gear catches it. If it doesn't, I will play with it at that point. Once I know for sure that it is past that gear, I'll give it a little tug to make sure it is past the gear, and mainly want to make sure that it's into the Bowden tube before I walk away from it. Seeing that this print is going to take 2 days, I'm not going to stick around. One thing I do recommend is have some kind of fire suppression system close by if you are going to leave your printer unattended, like I will be. We are well past it. It's working fine. I know I have a filament sensor that works now. I believe I've got more than enough filament here. It's calling for 846 grams of filament. It's a 1 kilogram roll. I know I used a little bit off it, but I think we're still within spec. If not, that's what the filament sensor is for. So now, just time to let it do its thing. I'll catch you in the time lapse. Well guys, I started this print on Thursday at 9:15 in the evening, and it is now Saturday at 9:20 at night. This finished up this morning approximately about 9:15 in the morning. So I'm guessing that this print, I'm just guessing because unfortunately the A30 does not have a timer. It shows how long it took for it to print, which is unfortunate. So I'm going to have to guess, and I haven't had a chance to check the footage for the time lapse to figure it out, but it's approximately 60 hours of print time went into this. This was the original tire that I printed for the candy dish. I'm going to turn this off. This thing has been really good. There was one issue that came up, and it had to do with this bottom pulley. It actually loosened up, and it was going back and forth, and it flattened the wheel. So I actually had to stop the print midway. I was actually right around in here. Had to stop the print, fix that, and once I had it fixed, then of course it wasn't an issue at that point. The only thing that did happen is it caused a layer shift because it was kind of dropped down, and then when I fixed it, it was raised up. So I had to loosen the screws on the bed to raise the bed up a little bit to save the print, but when I did, it caused a layer shift. Now, everything is, of course, has been cooling down for 12 hours, or give or take. So I want to see how this comes off the build plate now. So this is amazing stuff. I don't know exactly what this build material is. It is a glass plate. It's got something on it, and when it's hot, it sticks to it really good. Once you let it cool down, it just comes right off without having to pry it off or anything. Let me bring this a little bit closer to the camera, and we'll kind of go over this. Now you can see where there was the layer shift. It was enough to where you notice it on the back side. On the front side, it was not very noticeable at all. A little bit, but not much. It wasn't enough to make the print fail. It's staying in place pretty good, so it didn't fail, but it came pretty close to it. You could definitely tell the kind of the gap in it. I can't really get the light good, but there's a little bit of a gap there, but not bad enough to throw it away or nothing. But that is one huge One huge candy dish. Now I originally was going to use this as a candy dish, but this, when I saw how big it was printing, I had to, that's going to be a fruit bowl or something like that. Who knows? Might just put up on the shelf here behind me. But that was just tremendous. And as far as the filament goes, it took almost the entire roll of filament. There's a little bit left here. If you look through this hole right here, you can see the top of it, so there's not a whole lot left on that spool. So that was nearly a whole spool of filament that got used in this. But it was worth it just for the giggles. Every time I come in here and look at this, I was just laughing because I could not believe how big this thing was printing. Once again, this was 150 millimeters tall by 300 millimeters wide. And that it just turned out just simply amazing. I loved it. Anyway, guys, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Hey guys, thank you very much for watching this video. When you get a chance, please check out my website, jimmyshawstidbits.com, where you'll be able to take and purchase merchandise like this from my TeePublic store, or go to the Amazon affiliate and be able to purchase that merchandise from there. Every little bit helps the channel. I sure appreciate it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you like the channel, please subscribe. You can do that by clicking on the link over here. If you'd like to support the channel, please check out my Patreon page over here. And if you like to watch my other videos, please give these a shot. I think you're going to like them. Oh yeah, you're going to love them. Have a great day and take care. Bye.